Life often confronts us with struggles that feel insurmountable, moments that seem to crush our spirit and question our faith. Yet it is in those very moments of pain and uncertainty that the divine reveals its hidden work. Struggles are not random events, they are orchestrations, each one layered with meaning, purpose, and a call to rise higher. If you've ever wondered why challenges seem relentless, or why prayers appear unanswered, this message is for you. Stay with me, because the truth I'm about to share will not only shift your perspective on pain, but also awaken the hidden power within you to face life's battles with unwavering confidence. The key to transformation lies in what you'll discover next. When the children of Israel stood before the Red Sea, they faced what seemed like an impossible situation. Behind them was Pharaoh's army, and before them an endless expanse of water. They cried out in fear, and Moses responded with a profound declaration of faith: "Do not be afraid. Stand firm, and you will see the deliverance the Lord will bring you today." Exodus 14:13. In that moment, their struggle became the canvas on which God painted his power. The sea parted, and what once appeared as an obstacle became their pathway to freedom. Your struggles are not accidents. They are divinely orchestrated opportunities for you to rely on God in ways you never imagined. The Bible reminds us in Romans 8:28, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose." Notice the verse doesn't say some things, it says all things. This includes the heartbreaks, the disappointments, the losses, and the delays. Each one is infused with divine intent, shaping your character, deepening your dependence on God, and positioning you for the purpose he has placed within you. The struggles you endure are not a sign of God's absence, they are proof of his active involvement in your life. They strip away the layers of self-reliance and pride, forcing you to lean on him. King David, in his many psalms, often cried out to God in moments of despair. In Psalm 34:19, he declares, "The righteous person may have many troubles, but the Lord delivers him from them all here." The promise is not the absence of trouble, but the assurance of deliverance. In moments of difficulty, we must cling to the word of God. His promises are our anchor in the storm. Isaiah 43:2 reminds us, "When you pass through the waters, I will be with you, and when you pass through the rivers, they will not sweep over you. When you walk through the fire, you will not be burned, the flames will not set you ablaze." Notice the language "when you pass," not "if." Struggles are inevitable, but so is God's presence and protection in the midst of them. Faith is not built on the mountaintop, it is forged in the valley. It is in the moments when we are at our lowest, when hope seems distant, that God whispers, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness." 2 Corinthians 12:9. Paul understood this truth deeply. Despite the thorn in his flesh, he recognized that his struggles were an avenue for God's power to be displayed in his life. When you shift your perspective from asking "why me" to "what is God teaching me," you unlock a new level of spiritual maturity. Struggles are not the end of the story, they are the beginning of transformation. God is not just preparing a blessing for you, he is preparing you for the blessing. What if the very thing you're praying to escape is the vehicle God is using to take you to the next level? Imagine the potter's hand shaping the clay. The pressure, the spinning, the cutting, it seems harsh. But the potter has a vision. He knows the purpose of the vessel he is creating. In the same way, God allows struggles to mold us, refine us, and align us with his greater plan. Think about Peter. Before he became the rock upon which the church was built, he faced moments of failure and weakness. He denied Jesus 3 times, a struggle that could have broken him. Yet Jesus had already prayed for him, saying, "Simon, Simon, Satan is asked to sift all of you as wheat. But I have prayed for you, Simon, that your faith may not fail." Luke 22:31-32. Peter's failure became the foundation for his strength. God used his struggle to prepare him for a leadership role in the early church. Struggles also reveal the glory of God to others. The story of the blind man in John 9 illustrates this perfectly. When Jesus' disciples asked why the man was born blind, Jesus replied, "Neither this man nor his parents sinned, but this happened so that the works of God might be displayed in him." John 9:3. What if your struggle is not about you, but about how God can use your life to demonstrate His power to others? There is something profound about the way God uses brokenness. The world sees brokenness as failure, but God sees it as an opportunity. A broken alabaster jar filled the room with fragrance. A broken body on a cross brought salvation to the world. In the hands of God, your brokenness becomes a testimony of His strength, grace, and redemption. Remember, the enemy's greatest weapon is to make you believe your struggle has no purpose. He wants you to feel abandoned, forgotten, and defeated. But God's word reminds us in Jeremiah 29:11, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." This promise is not negated by struggles, it is fulfilled through them. Do not despise the process. The refining fire may feel unbearable, but it is burning away the impurities that hinder your purpose. Like gold tested in fire, you are being prepared for something greater. God does not waste pain. Every tear you shed, every prayer you've whispered in desperation, every night you felt alone, He has seen it all, and He is working it together for your good. Even in your darkest moments, God is present. The psalmist declares, "Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for you are with me, your rod and your staff. They comfort me." Psalm 23:4. Notice the word "through." The valley is not your destination, it is part of your journey. God does not leave you in the valley, He walks with you through it, leading you to greener pastures and still waters. Your struggles are a platform for God's power. Just as He used David, who faced the giant Goliath with nothing but a sling and 5 stones, He will use you in ways that defy human logic. David's victory was not just about defeating a giant, it was about showcasing the power of God through faith. Whatever giant you face, know that God has equipped you with everything you need to overcome it. God is writing a story with your life, and every chapter, including the painful ones, has a purpose. The question is, will you trust the author? Will you allow Him to finish the work He has started in you? The Apostle Paul, writing from prison, declared, being confident of this, that He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Christ Jesus. Philippians 1:6. If Paul could see purpose in his chains, surely we can see purpose in our struggles. Faith is not about understanding every step of the journey, it is about trusting the one who leads. Abraham didn't know where he was going when God called him to leave his homeland, but he obeyed because he trusted the promise. Your struggles may not make sense now, but one day you will look back and see how God was directing your path all along. Hold on. The story is not over. The God who began a good work in you will not leave it unfinished. Every struggle, every trial, every moment of doubt is part of His divine plan to bring you closer to Him and to fulfill the purpose He has placed within you. Let His strength be your strength, and let His purpose in your pain be your guide as you press forward. Your journey through struggle is the proving ground of faith. It's where God separates those who only profess belief from those who live it. Faith is not just saying, "I believe," but standing firm when the winds of life are against you. When the storm rages, faith declares, "God is my refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble." Psalm 46:1. It's not an abstract declaration, but a deep conviction that even in the storm, God's purposes prevail. Struggles are often the means by which God shifts us from complacency to purpose. The Israelites in their bondage in Egypt cried out for deliverance. But had they not suffered in slavery, would they have longed for freedom? God used their struggles to awaken a deeper desire for Him, to call them out of the familiar into the unknown where they could fully rely on Him. Sometimes God disrupts our comfort to position us for our calling. He allows discomfort not to punish but to propel us into the destiny He has prepared. Think about the process of planting. Before a seed can grow, it must be buried in the darkness of the soil. It seems as though the seed is lost, hidden and forgotten, but beneath the surface, transformation is happening. The seed must break open to release the life within. In the same way, your struggles are the soil where your potential is being activated. God's purpose for you often requires seasons of hiddenness, where it feels like nothing is happening, yet beneath the surface, He is preparing you for a harvest you cannot yet see. Struggles often strip us of the things we think we need but do not. They reveal where we have placed our trust. Do we trust in our own strength, our own plans, or our own resources? Or do we truly trust in God? When Gideon faced an army far larger than his own, God reduced the number of his troops from 32,000 to 300. Why? Because God wanted Gideon to know that victory comes not by might or numbers, but by His power. Gideon's struggle was not about defeating an enemy, but about learning to depend entirely on God. In the same way, struggles often teach us the power of surrender. It's not about giving up, but about giving over, releasing control, and allowing God to take the lead. When we try to carry the weight of our struggles alone, we grow weary, but when we surrender them to God, we find strength we never knew we had. Isaiah 40:31 reminds us, "But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles, they will run and not grow weary, they will walk and not be faint." Sometimes struggles are the only way we hear God's voice. In the noise of life, it's easy to miss His gentle whispers. But in the quiet moments of pain, when all else fades, we hear Him clearly. Elijah, after his great victory over the prophets of Baal, fled in fear and despair. In his struggle, he heard God not in the earthquake, wind, or fire, but in a gentle whisper. It was in that moment of quietness that Elijah was reminded of God's presence and purpose. God's timing is often revealed through struggle. We live in a world of instant gratification, where we want results now, but God's work in us is a process. When Sarah and Abraham were promised a son, they had to wait years for the fulfillment of that promise. In their struggle with doubt and impatience, God was teaching them to trust His timing. The promise came not when they expected, but at the appointed time when it could bring God the most glory. Struggles also create resilience. They teach us to stand firm, to persevere, and to grow stronger. James 1:2-4 says, "Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work, so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything." Struggles are not meant to break you, but to build you into someone who is spiritually mature, someone who reflects the image of Christ. Every struggle you face is an invitation to experience God in a deeper way. When Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were thrown into the fiery furnace, they could have doubted God's faithfulness. Instead, they declared, "If we are thrown into the blazing furnace, the God we serve is able to deliver us from it, and He will deliver us from your Majesty's hand. But even if He does not, we want you to know, Your Majesty, that we will not serve your gods." Daniel 3:17-18. Their struggle was not just about deliverance, but about demonstrating unwavering faith. Your struggles are not wasted. They are seeds planted in faith, watered by perseverance, and harvested in due season. Galatians 6:9 encourages us, "Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." The key is persistence, holding on to God's promises even when the outcome is unclear. Faith requires that we walk by what we believe, not by what we see. The struggles of life often cloud our vision, making it difficult to see God's hand at work. But faith reminds us that God is always present, always working, even in the silence. When the disciples were caught in a storm, they panicked, forgetting that Jesus was in the boat with them. His words, "Peace, be still," Mark 4:39, calmed not only the storm but also their hearts. Your struggles are part of a greater story. They are not the final chapter, but the necessary steps toward the fulfillment of God's promises. Abraham's journey, Joseph's trials, David's battles, and Paul's persecutions were all part of the process that led to their purpose. In the same way, your struggles are refining you, preparing you, and equipping you for what lies ahead. When you feel overwhelmed, remember that God's grace is sufficient. His power is made perfect in your weakness. Lean into His strength, for He is the one who carries you through. Do not despise the struggle, for it is the fire that refines, the storm that strengthens, and the path that leads to glory. Every struggle in life becomes an opportunity for God to showcase His sovereignty and glory. When you feel crushed under the weight of difficulties, it's not the time to give up, but to lean in, to dig deeper into the well of His promises. God's word declares in Romans 8:28, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose." The key lies in trusting not just in His power, but in His purpose for allowing the struggle to unfold. In the stillness of the night, when fear creeps in and questions flood your mind, it is there that God often whispers His truths. Struggles have a way of silencing the world's noise and focusing our attention on Him. Jacob wrestled with God all night in a moment of desperation, refusing to let go until he received a blessing. That struggle wasn't a sign of weakness, but of determination, a willingness to stay in God's presence until transformation came. Life's challenges serve as a pruning process. Just as a gardener cuts away the unnecessary branches to ensure the tree bears more fruit, God uses struggles to remove what hinders our growth. This is not a punishment, but preparation. Jesus Himself said, "Every branch that does bear fruit He prunes, so that it will be even more fruitful," John 15:2. Trust the pruning, for it is making room for greater things to come. Struggles test the authenticity of our faith. It's easy to praise God in seasons of abundance, but what about in seasons of scarcity? Job's life illustrates this truth profoundly. In the midst of his suffering, after losing everything, he declared, "Though He slay me, yet will I hope in Him." Job 13:15. Job's faith was not conditional upon his circumstances, it was anchored in the character of God. Can you trust God the same way, even when you don't understand His methods? The process of struggle often teaches us that God's ways are higher than our ways. We may plan, dream, and strategize, but sometimes God redirects our paths through challenges. Joseph dreamed of greatness, but his journey took him through betrayal, slavery, and imprisonment. What seemed like detours were actually divine appointments preparing him to save a nation. Joseph's struggles were the stepping stones to his destiny, even when it didn't look like it. There is a hidden blessing in being emptied. When struggles strip away our illusions of control, we become vessels ready to be filled with God's power. The Apostle Paul understood this well when he wrote, "But we have this treasure in jars of clay to show that this all-surpassing power is from God, and not from us." 2 Corinthians 4:7. Our fragility highlights God's strength, and our weakness becomes the stage for His greatness to shine. The struggle is where transformation happens. Just as a caterpillar must wrestle within the cocoon to become a butterfly, we too must endure seasons of difficulty to emerge stronger, wiser, and more aligned with God's purpose. The process may feel isolating, but it is in the quiet struggle that God does His most profound work. He reshapes us, removes what no longer serves His purpose, and refines us into the people He has called us to be. Faithfulness in struggle also unlocks supernatural strength. Consider Paul and Silas, imprisoned for their faith. Their response was not despair but worship. They sang hymns, and in their praise the prison doors were opened and their chains were loosed. The power of worship in the midst of struggle cannot be overstated. It shifts our perspective from the problem to the provider, from the pain to the promise. God uses our struggles to deepen our dependence on Him. It's in those moments when we realize that our own strength is insufficient that we truly experience His power. Isaiah 41:10 reassures us, "So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." The promise is not the absence of struggle, but the assurance of His presence within it. Sometimes struggles are a tool for revealing our identity in Christ. The enemy often uses hardships to attack our sense of worth. But God uses the same challenges to remind us of who we are in Him. Jesus faced His greatest struggle in the wilderness, where the enemy tempted Him, questioning His identity as the Son of God. Yet Jesus responded with the Word of God, standing firm in the truth of who He was. In your struggles, cling to the identity God has given you, not the lies the enemy whispers. Through struggles, God aligns our hearts with His. In moments of hardship, we are drawn to prayer, to seeking His face more earnestly. David in the wilderness cried out, as the deer pants for streams of water. So my soul pants for you, my God, Psalm 42:1. The struggle birthed a deeper intimacy with God, a longing for His presence that could not be quenched by anything else. Even when we feel abandoned in our struggles, God is always working behind the scenes. The book of Esther is a perfect example. God's name is never mentioned, yet His hand is evident in every detail of the story. Mordecai's words to Esther ring true for us today, and who knows but that you have come to your royal position for such a time as this Esther 4:14. What if your struggle is positioning you for a moment of divine purpose that you cannot yet see? God's timing in struggles often doesn't align with ours, but it is always perfect. Sarah laughed when she heard she would bear a child in her old age because she couldn't comprehend God's timing. Yet Isaac was born exactly when God intended, fulfilling His promise. Struggles teach us to wait on God, to trust that He is never late, even when we feel He is delayed. When struggles stretch us beyond our limits, they bring us to a place of complete surrender. Peter stepped out of the boat onto the water, walking toward Jesus. But when he saw the wind and waves, he began to sink. His struggle was not the wind, but his wavering faith. Jesus reached out, caught him, and said, "You of little faith, why did you doubt?" Matthew 14:31. The struggle became a lesson in trust, a moment where Peter's faith was strengthened for the journey ahead. God allows struggles to teach us that His grace is sufficient. Paul, with his thorn in the flesh, pleaded 3 times for it to be removed. God's response was not to take away the struggle, but to give him the grace to endure it. My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness, 2 Corinthians 12:9. The struggle remained, but so did God's power and purpose in it. Struggles refine our character, shaping us into the image of Christ. Romans 5:3-4 says, "Not only so, but we also glory in our sufferings, because we know that suffering produces perseverance, perseverance and character hope." Each struggle adds another layer to the masterpiece God is creating in you. What feels like breaking is actually building, and what seems like defeat is laying the foundation for victory. The process of struggle often reveals our need for community. God never intended for us to face life's challenges alone. When Moses grew weary holding up his hands during the battle against the Amalekites, Aaron and Hur stood by his side, holding his hands steady. Your struggles are not yours to bear alone. God places people in your life to support, encourage, and strengthen you, reminding you of His love through their presence. Even the greatest struggles carry the seed of divine purpose. Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane faced a moment of unimaginable anguish, praying, "My Father, if it is possible, may this cup be taken from me. Yet not as I will, but as you will." Matthew 26:39. His struggle led to the cross, but the cross led to salvation. The greatest victory in history came through the greatest struggle, a reminder that God's purposes are far greater than we can comprehend. Struggles, when surrendered to God, become the crucible where faith is purified and strength is birthed. The fire of trials may feel unbearable, but just as gold is refined through intense heat, your spirit is being molded into something precious and enduring. The testing of your faith produces perseverance, and this perseverance works to mature and complete you, leaving you lacking nothing. Each moment of difficulty is an opportunity for God to display His power, for when we are weak, His strength is made perfect in us. Even in the midst of pain, God's hand is at work, orchestrating a masterpiece. Joseph endured betrayal, false accusations, and imprisonment, yet every setback was a step closer to his God-ordained destiny. What others meant for evil, God used for good. And just like Joseph, your struggles are not the end of the story, they are the foundation for a greater plan. The enemy may seek to use your hardships to defeat you, but God turns every attack into a testimony of His faithfulness and provision. In moments of deep despair, it is crucial to remember that God never wastes pain. Your tears are counted, your cries are heard, and your struggles are not unnoticed by Him. Psalm 56:8 assures us that God collects every tear in a bottle, a powerful reminder of His intimate concern for us. Even when you feel abandoned or forgotten, the truth remains: God is with you. working for your good in ways that are often hidden from view. Struggles reveal the depth of your relationship with God. They strip away superficial faith, forcing you to confront the question, do you trust Him even when you cannot see the way forward? Job, in his suffering, declared, "But He knows the way that I take when He has tested me. I will come forth as gold." Job 23:10. Such faith is born in the furnace of affliction, where trust in God becomes the anchor that holds you steady in the storm. The process of struggle often teaches us to rely on God rather than our own abilities. When we come to the end of ourselves, we discover the limitless resources of His grace. The Apostle Paul wrote, "We were under great pressure, far beyond our ability to endure, so that we despaired of life itself. But this happened that we might not rely on ourselves, but on God, who raises the dead." 2 Corinthians 1:8-9. Struggles remind us of our dependence on the one who has the power to sustain us. In your darkest moments, God is preparing you for the light of His promises. Just as the dawn breaks after the longest night, so too will your struggles give way to the joy of His provision. Isaiah 61:3 speaks of God's ability to bestow on His people a crown of beauty instead of ashes, the oil of joy instead of mourning, and a garment of praise instead of a spirit of despair. These promises are not just words, they are the realities God is working to bring forth in your life. Through struggle, God refines your purpose. Every challenge you face equips you for the calling He has placed on your life. David faced the lion and the bear before confronting Goliath. Each struggle was a training ground for the destiny that lay ahead. Similarly, God uses the difficulties you endure to prepare you for the greater works He has planned for you. No struggle is wasted when placed in His hands. As you navigate the trials of life, remember that God's timing is never off. What may feel like delay is often His deliberate preparation. Sarah's wait for Isaac, Hannah's prayer for a son, and even Jesus' resurrection after 3 days all testify to the perfection of God's timing. Your struggle is not a sign of His absence, but an assurance of His intricate design. Trust that He is working all things together for your good, even when the path seems unclear. God's ways are higher than our ways, and His thoughts higher than our thoughts. When you find yourself in the depths of struggle, it's essential to remember that what you see as delay or difficulty is often divine orchestration. The waiting, the uncertainty, and the pain all serve a greater purpose, one that is unfolding according to His perfect plan. Struggles test our patience, but they also deepen our faith, anchoring our trust in the one who never fails. When the Israelites stood before the Red Sea, pursued by an enemy determined to destroy them, it seemed as though God had abandoned them. Yet it was in that impossible moment that God demonstrated His power and faithfulness. The sea parted, a path was created, and what seemed like a hopeless situation turned into a testimony of His miraculous provision. Likewise, the struggles you face today may seem insurmountable, but God is already preparing a way through them. He is not a God of chaos or confusion, but of order and purpose, and He will use every challenge to reveal His glory. Struggles often strip away the things we lean on, forcing us to depend solely on God. They reveal the fragility of human strength and the necessity of divine intervention. In these moments, we learn to pray with greater fervor, to seek God with greater desperation, and to surrender fully to His will. The intimacy developed in seasons of struggle is unparalleled. It is in the darkness that we come to know the light of His presence, and it is in our weakness that we experience the fullness of His strength. Jesus Himself is no stranger to struggle. The agony He endured in the Garden of Gethsemane, the betrayal of a close friend, the humiliation of the cross, all these struggles were part of a divine plan. His suffering was not meaningless but redemptive, leading to the salvation of all who believe. If the Son of God faced struggles with a purpose, how much more can we trust that our difficulties are not in vain? The cross teaches us that pain can bring life, that suffering can yield glory, and that every struggle carries the seed of divine purpose. There is power in the perspective you bring to your struggles. When you see them as opportunities for growth and refinement, they lose their ability to defeat you. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" Begin to ask, what is God teaching me in this moment? Shifting your focus from the problem to the provider transforms your experience. You begin to see the hand of God in every detail, working all things together for your good and His glory. The story of Job is a profound example of how struggles refine and elevate us. Job lost everything: his wealth, his family, his health, yet he refused to curse God. Instead, he clung to his faith, even when he could not understand God's plan. In the end, Job's faith was rewarded, and he was blessed with more than he had lost. His story reminds us that struggles are temporary, but God's promises are eternal. What you are enduring today is not the end of your story. It is merely a chapter in the greater narrative of His plan for your life. Struggles also have a way of revealing the faithfulness of God's promises. When you look back on your life, you will see that He has never failed you. The trials you thought would break you only served to make you stronger. The doors that closed led to better opportunities, and the pain that seemed unbearable brought healing and growth. Every struggle is a testament to the truth of Romans 8:28, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. It's important to remember that struggles do not define your identity. The world may try to label you based on your circumstances, but God sees you for who you truly are, His beloved child, created in His image with a purpose and destiny that cannot be thwarted. The struggles you face are not a reflection of your worth, but a testament to the greatness of what God is preparing you for. Just as diamonds are formed under pressure, so too are you being shaped into something extraordinary through the challenges you endure. God's word is a source of strength and encouragement in times of struggle. The Psalms in particular are filled with cries of anguish that transform into declarations of faith. David, a man after God's own heart, wrote Psalm 34:18, which says, "The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit." These words remind us that God is not distant in our struggles. He is near, offering comfort, peace, and hope. His word is a lamp to our feet and a light to our path, guiding us through even the darkest valleys. In every struggle, there is an opportunity to grow closer to God. Trials strip away distractions and force us to focus on what truly matters. They remind us of our dependence on Him and deepen our relationship with the One who holds our future. James 1:2-4 encourages us to consider it pure joy whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work, so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. This perspective transforms struggles into stepping stones towards spiritual maturity and a deeper understanding of God's love. The struggles you face are also a testament to the enemy's awareness of your potential. Satan does not attack those who pose no threat to his plans. The greater your struggle, the greater the calling God has placed on your life. Do not let the weight of your trials convince you to give up instead. Let them propel you toward the fulfillment of your purpose. Remember that greater is He who is in you than he who is in the world. The power of Christ within you is more than enough to overcome any challenge you face. Struggles have a way of bringing clarity to your priorities. They strip away the superficial and force you to focus on what truly matters: your relationship with God, your family, and your purpose. They remind you that the things of this world are temporary, but the things of God are eternal. As you walk through trials, you begin to see life from an eternal perspective, valuing what is lasting over what is fleeting. This shift in perspective is one of the greatest gifts struggles can offer. Struggles teach us to value the presence of God above all else. When the comforts of life are stripped away, and all that remains is His presence, we discover that He is more than enough. This realization doesn't come from moments of ease, but from seasons of hardship when we are driven to seek Him with all our hearts. Struggles cultivate a hunger for God that surpasses any desire for earthly solutions. They teach us that true peace is not the absence of trouble, but the presence of God in the midst of it. In these moments, prayer becomes more than a ritual, it becomes a lifeline. Struggles push us into the presence of God in ways prosperity often cannot. They teach us to cry out with sincerity, to seek Him with desperation, and to rely on His guidance completely. Through these experiences, we learn the depth of what it means to trust Him fully, even when the outcome remains uncertain. It's in the stillness of surrender that His voice becomes clearest, guiding us through the storms with unwavering faithfulness. God uses struggles to shape us into His image, chiseling away at the parts of us that do not reflect His character. The refining process may be painful, but it is purposeful. Just as a potter molds clay on the wheel, pressing and shaping it into something beautiful, so God uses the pressures of life to form us into vessels of honor. Each trial is a step in the process of becoming who He created us to be. Though the journey may be difficult, the outcome is worth it, His masterpiece, a reflection of His glory and grace. Struggles also reveal the strength that lies within us, not from our own abilities, but from the power of Christ working through us. When we feel as though we cannot go on, His strength sustains us. When the weight of the world feels too heavy, His grace lifts us. It is in these moments that we experience the truth of Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through Christ, who strengthens me. This strength is not just for survival, but for thriving even in the face of adversity. The beauty of struggles is that they often become the catalyst for the most profound testimonies. What you endure today will become a story of hope for someone else tomorrow. Your journey through difficulty is not just about you, it is about the lives God will touch through your experience. As you emerge from your struggles, stronger and more faith-filled, you become a beacon of hope, pointing others to the faithfulness of God. Through every hardship, God's love remains steadfast. His plans for you are good, even when circumstances seem contrary. Struggles do not diminish His promises, they magnify His ability to fulfill them. When we lean into His word and trust in His timing, we find that every trial is an opportunity to grow, to trust, and to witness His hand at work in ways we could never imagine. God's purpose is being fulfilled, even now, in ways that will one day leave you in awe of His goodness. In every struggle, God is at work, weaving purpose into what may seem like chaos. The challenges you face are not random or meaningless, they are divine appointments designed to draw you closer to Him and shape you into His image. As you walk through the trials of life, remember that God's grace is sufficient, His strength is made perfect in weakness, and His plans for you are good. Each struggle holds the seed of transformation, equipping you for the destiny He has prepared. Trust in His process, lean into His promises, and keep your faith anchored in His unchanging character. Your struggles are not the end, but the beginning of a powerful testimony that will glorify God and inspire others. Let the lessons learned in hardship propel you toward the fullness of His purpose, knowing that He wastes nothing and redeems everything for His glory and your good. Today is not just another day, it's a divine invitation for a fresh start, a chance to rebuild your life with determination and purpose. Maybe you've faced setbacks that left you feeling lost, defeated, or stuck. But let me remind you, you are not your past, you are your potential. Every sunrise brings with it a quiet yet profound reminder, the opportunity to begin anew. This simple truth holds immense power if only we'd take the time to recognize and embrace it. Life, with all its twists and turns, offers no guarantees that everything will go as planned. Yet it gives us something even more valuable, the chance to start over, to rebuild, and to redefine ourselves every single day. This is not just an abstract idea, but a deeply transformative principle that can reshape the way we live our lives. Often the weight of past mistakes, missed opportunities, and unfulfilled dreams can feel like an anchor, holding us back from moving forward. It's easy to let yesterday's regrets overshadow today's possibilities. But when you truly understand the power of a new beginning, you realize that the past is a chapter that has already been written. It does not have to dictate the narrative of your future. The pages ahead are blank, waiting for you to decide what story you will tell. A new beginning is not merely about wiping the slate clean, it is about recognizing your ability to rewrite the script. Life is not static, it is ever evolving, and so are you. The person you were yesterday, with all your flaws and missteps, does not define the person you can become today. This realization is liberating. It shifts your focus from what was to what can be, filling you with hope and purpose. Starting over requires courage. It takes strength to face the reality of where you are and to acknowledge that change is necessary. This honesty with yourself is the first step toward transformation. It's not about denying your past or pretending that challenges don't exist. Instead, it's about facing them head on and choosing to move forward despite them. Each new beginning is an act of bravery, a declaration that you refuse to be confined by your circumstances or defined by your failures. Change often feels daunting because it pushes us out of our comfort zones. The unknown can be intimidating, and the prospect of starting over might seem overwhelming. Yet, the discomfort of change is a small price to pay for the growth and possibilities it brings. Imagine a seed buried in the soil. In its darkness, it begins to transform, breaking through its shell and reaching toward the light. The process is neither easy nor instantaneous, but it is necessary for the seed to grow into its full potential. Similarly, a new beginning might challenge you, but it also nurtures your growth. The power of a new beginning lies in its ability to shift your perspective. It allows you to see your setbacks not as permanent failures, but as opportunities to learn and improve. Each ending, no matter how painful, carries within it the seeds of a new start. When a door closes, it's not the end of the road, it's an invitation to look for a window or even to build a new door. This mindset transforms obstacles into stepping stones and failures into lessons. Sometimes the hardest part of starting over is forgiving yourself. We often carry the weight of self-judgment, replaying our mistakes and berating ourselves for not knowing better. But forgiveness is a crucial part of the process. To embrace a new beginning, you must first let go of the past. This doesn't mean forgetting what happened or dismissing its impact. It means releasing the hold it has over you so that you can move forward unburdened. Forgiveness is not about condoning what went wrong, it's about giving yourself the grace to grow from it. A new beginning also requires clarity. To rebuild your life, you must first envision what you want it to look like. Take time to reflect on your goals, values, and passions. What kind of life do you want to create? What kind of person do you aspire to be? Clarity gives you direction and purpose, turning your new beginning into a deliberate and intentional journey. Without a clear vision, you risk wandering aimlessly, unsure of where you're headed or why. Once you have clarity, it's time to take action. A new beginning is not just a thought or a feeling, it's a series of choices and actions that bring your vision to life. Start small. Each step, no matter how tiny, brings you closer to your goals. Progress might be slow at first, but consistency is key. Over time, those small steps add up to significant changes. The power of a new beginning lies not in its grandness, but in its potential to grow into something extraordinary through persistence and effort. It's important to remember that a new beginning is not a one-time event. Life is full of cycles, and you will encounter many opportunities to start over. Some may be prompted by external circumstances, a job loss, a relationship ending, or a move to a new city. Others may come from within a desire to break a bad habit, to pursue a dream, or to change your mindset. Regardless of the source, each new beginning is a chance to align your life more closely with your values and aspirations. As you embrace a new beginning, be patient with yourself. Transformation takes time, and progress is rarely linear. There will be moments of doubt and difficulty, but these are not signs of failure. They are part of the process. Trust that with each step forward, you are growing stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small, and remind yourself that every effort brings you closer to your goals. Surrounding yourself with positivity can also strengthen your resolve. Seek out people who support and encourage your growth. Distance yourself from negativity, whether it comes from others or from your own inner critic. Fill your mind with inspiring thoughts, uplifting stories, and empowering beliefs. The environment you create for yourself can either fuel your progress or hinder it, so choose wisely. Above all, recognize that a new beginning is a gift. It is an opportunity to reclaim your power, to take control of your life, and to create something meaningful. No matter how difficult your past has been, no matter how many times you've stumbled, you have the strength to rise again. Every moment holds the potential for transformation. All you have to do is decide to seize it. The power of a new beginning lies in its ability to awaken hope, ignite determination, and inspire change. It is a reminder that you are never truly stuck, that no matter where you are, you have the ability to move forward. So take a deep breath, let go of what no longer serves you, and step boldly into the future. The best version of your life is waiting for you to create it. Life is a series of choices, and whether we like it or not, the outcomes we face today are deeply intertwined with the decisions we've made in the past. Taking responsibility for where you are is not about assigning blame or dwelling on regrets. It's about stepping into your power and owning your story. It's a recognition that while life may throw challenges and circumstances beyond your control, how you respond to them is entirely within your hands. The first step in taking responsibility is to stop playing the blame game. It's easy to point fingers at others, parents, society, friends, or circumstances for the things that went wrong. While external factors do influence our lives, focusing solely on them robs us of agency. Blame shifts the power from you to something or someone else, leaving you feeling helpless and stuck. When you take responsibility, you reclaim that power. You stop saying, "This happened to me," and start asking, "What can I do about it now?" This mindset shift requires humility and honesty. It means looking at your life and admitting where you might have made mistakes, where you could have acted differently, and where you fell short. This level of self-awareness can be uncomfortable, even painful, but it is also incredibly freeing. Accepting responsibility is not about beating yourself up, it's about acknowledging reality so that you can move forward with clarity and purpose. Taking responsibility also means accepting that your current circumstances are not the end of your story. They are merely a chapter, a reflection of past actions, habits, and choices. This is not a judgment of your worth or potential, but rather an invitation to change. If you don't like where you are, you have the power to choose differently. Your past does not define you, but your present decisions shape your future. Responsibility comes with a sense of empowerment. It allows you to take control of your narrative and realize that you are not a victim of life, but an active participant in its unfolding. For instance, if you're unhappy in your job, you can take steps to improve your skills, seek new opportunities, or even change careers. If relationships in your life are strained, you can evaluate your role in the conflicts and take steps toward reconciliation or setting healthy boundaries. This proactive approach shifts your focus from what you can't control to what you can. A significant part of taking responsibility is embracing the power of choice. Every day you make decisions, some big, some small, that influence the trajectory of your life. When you take responsibility, you become more intentional about these choices. You pause to consider, does this align with my values and goals? Is this bringing me closer to the life I want to live? This level of intentionality ensures that you're not just reacting to life, but actively shaping it. Responsibility is not synonymous with perfection. It's important to recognize that everyone makes mistakes, faces setbacks, and encounters failures. Taking responsibility doesn't mean you'll never falter. It means that when you do, you own it. You learn from the experience, make amends if necessary, and use it as a stepping stone for growth. Each mistake becomes a valuable lesson rather than a source of shame. There is immense strength in admitting when you are wrong. It takes courage to say, "I messed up," but in doing so, you open the door to growth and understanding. Blaming others or denying your role in a situation might provide temporary comfort, but it ultimately stunts your progress. True growth comes from looking inward, understanding your role, and making a conscious effort to do better. Responsibility also extends to how you manage your emotions and reactions. While you can't always control what happens to you, you can control how you respond. Anger, frustration, and sadness are natural human emotions, but letting them dictate your actions can lead to destructive outcomes. Taking responsibility means pausing in moments of emotional turmoil, reflecting on your feelings, and choosing a response that aligns with your values and goals. It's about mastering your emotions rather than being mastered by them. One of the most empowering aspects of taking responsibility is realizing that it allows you to break free from limiting beliefs. Many of us carry narratives like "I'm not good enough, I always fail," or "this is just the way things are." These beliefs can become self-fulfilling prophecies if left unchecked. But when you take responsibility, you challenge these narratives. You begin to see that your limitations are not fixed, they are often perceptions that can be changed through effort and determination. Taking responsibility also means celebrating your wins. It's not just about owning your mistakes, but also acknowledging your achievements and the hard work that led to them. When you take responsibility for your successes, you build confidence in your ability to shape your life. This confidence becomes a driving force, propelling you toward greater accomplishments. Surrounding yourself with accountability is another key element of responsibility. Sometimes it's helpful to have mentors, friends, or coaches who can offer guidance and keep you on track. Accountability doesn't mean relinquishing control, it means seeking support and perspective as you navigate your journey. It's a reminder that while you are responsible for your life, you don't have to do it alone. Taking responsibility is a daily practice. It's about consistently choosing to take ownership of your actions, thoughts, and decisions. It's about waking up each morning and asking, what can I do today to move closer to the life I want to live? It's not always easy, but it is always worth it. When you take responsibility, you stop being a passenger in your life and take the wheel. You steer with intention, purpose, and the knowledge that you have the power to create the future you desire. This journey requires patience, self-compassion, and resilience. There will be days when you stumble, moments when progress feels slow, and times when the weight of responsibility feels heavy. But remember, with each step forward, you are building a life that reflects your values, dreams, and potential. Responsibility is not a burden, it's a privilege. It's the key to unlocking your full potential and living a life of authenticity and fulfillment. Life often has a way of dulling our once vivid dreams and aspirations. The weight of responsibilities, the sting of failures, and the uncertainty of the future can all conspire to dim the fire that once burned brightly within us. But here's a truth that must never be forgotten: your vision, no matter how faded it may seem, still holds the potential to transform your life. To reignite your vision is to reclaim your sense of purpose, direction, and passion. It's an act of courage and renewal that sets you back on the path to fulfillment. Your vision is more than just a fleeting hope or a distant goal. It is the blueprint of the life you were meant to create. It is deeply rooted in your unique talents, values, and desires. When your vision is clear and alive, it serves as a guiding light, pulling you forward even in the face of challenges. But when that vision becomes clouded or neglected, life can feel directionless, as though you're wandering through a fog. To reignite your vision, you must first reconnect with your why. Why did this vision matter to you in the first place? What drew you to it, and how does it align with who you are? These questions are powerful because they help you strip away distractions and rediscover the essence of your dream. Your why is the fuel that keeps your vision alive, even when the journey gets tough. Often we lose sight of our vision because we become overly focused on the obstacles in our path. Failures, setbacks, and disappointments can cloud our perspective, making the dream seem impossible. But failure is not the opposite of success, it is a part of it. Each setback carries valuable lessons, and every closed door points you toward a new opportunity. Reigniting your vision means shifting your focus from what went wrong to what is still possible. It means embracing a mindset of resilience and growth, understanding that the path to your dreams is rarely a straight line. Visualization is a powerful tool for reigniting your vision. Close your eyes and imagine, in vivid detail, what achieving your vision looks and feels like. Picture the joy, the sense of accomplishment, and the impact it will have on your life and the lives of others. This practice doesn't just inspire, it clarifies. It helps you see beyond the noise and distractions, reminding you of what truly matters. Visualization turns your vision from an abstract idea into a tangible reality waiting to unfold. Sometimes reigniting your vision requires letting go of limiting beliefs. These are the thoughts that whisper, "You're not good enough, it's too late," or "You don't have what it takes." These beliefs are not truths, they are barriers that keep you from stepping into your potential. To reignite your vision, challenge these thoughts and replace them with empowering affirmations. Remind yourself, "I am capable, I am worthy, and it's never too late to start." Your environment plays a crucial role in keeping your vision alive. Surround yourself with people who support and inspire you, those who believe in your potential and encourage your growth. Distance yourself from negativity and doubt, whether it comes from others or from within. Create a space that fosters creativity, focus, and motivation, a space where your vision can thrive. Action is the spark that turns vision into reality. No matter how small the steps may seem, taking consistent action toward your vision reignites your passion and builds momentum. Start by setting achievable goals that align with your larger vision. Celebrate each milestone, no matter how minor, as a testament to your progress. Each step forward reaffirms your commitment and brings your vision closer to fruition. Reigniting your vision also requires patience and persistence. The journey may be long and progress may sometimes feel slow, but each moment is an opportunity to grow stronger and wiser. Trust the process and remain steadfast in your pursuit. Your vision is worth the effort, and the person you become along the way is just as important as the dream itself. Reigniting your vision is about reconnecting with your sense of possibility. Remember that the world is full of opportunities, and your potential is limitless. When you dare to dream again, when you choose to believe in your vision, you open the door to a future filled with purpose, passion, and fulfillment. Your vision is waiting for you. It's time to reignite the fire within and step boldly into the life you were meant to live. Discipline and daily habits are the building blocks of a purposeful and fulfilling life. They are the quiet forces working behind the scenes, shaping your character and paving the way toward your goals. While passion and ambition ignite the initial spark, it is discipline that keeps the flame alive. Embracing discipline and committing to daily habits is a declaration that your vision is worth the effort, the consistency, and even the sacrifices required to bring it to life. Discipline is not about harshness or rigidity, it is about self-respect and prioritizing what truly matters. When you choose discipline, you tell yourself that your dreams, goals, and growth are important enough to deserve your time and energy. It's a mindset that recognizes the connection between the small actions you take today and the bigger outcomes you desire for tomorrow. Every step forward, no matter how small, is an investment in your future self. One of the greatest truths about discipline is that it thrives on routine. Establishing daily habits creates a structure that makes it easier to stay consistent. When habits are in place, you reduce the need for constant decision-making and willpower. Instead of asking yourself whether you should exercise, write, or work on a project, you simply follow the routine you've built. Habits eliminate the friction that often comes with starting something new. Over time, these repeated actions compound into meaningful progress. To embrace discipline, start by defining your priorities. What are the key areas of your life that you want to improve or maintain? Is it your health, career, relationships, or personal growth? Once you've identified these areas, break them down into specific, actionable steps that can be incorporated into your daily life. Discipline isn't about overhauling everything at once, it's about starting small and building momentum. For instance, if your goal is to improve your physical health, begin with simple habits like drinking more water, going for a daily walk, or preparing healthier meals. If your focus is on personal development, commit to reading a few pages of a book each day or journaling for 10 minutes. These small actions may seem insignificant in the moment, but their cumulative effect over time is transformative. Discipline often requires you to push through discomfort. There will be days when you don't feel like showing up, when the allure of procrastination or convenience tempts you to stray from your path. But discipline means choosing your long-term goals over temporary satisfaction. It means reminding yourself why you started in the first place and taking action even when motivation wanes. Motivation is fleeting, but discipline endures. Daily habits also serve as a reflection of your values. They demonstrate what you're committed to and what you prioritize in your life. When you consistently show up for your habits, you build a sense of trust and integrity within yourself. You prove to yourself that you are capable of following through, even when it's challenging. This self-trust is a powerful foundation for growth and achievement. Discipline doesn't mean perfection. There will be times when you stumble, miss a day, or make a mistake. What matters is how you respond in those moments. Instead of allowing a misstep to derail your progress, view it as a learning opportunity. Reflect on what went wrong, adjust your approach if needed, and get back on track. The key to discipline is not avoiding failure, it's mastering the art of recovery. Accountability can also strengthen your discipline. Share your goals and habits with someone you trust, whether it's a friend, mentor, or coach. Having someone to check in with can provide motivation, encouragement, and perspective. Accountability creates a sense of responsibility, making it more likely that you'll stick to your commitments. Another crucial aspect of embracing discipline is celebrating your wins. Acknowledge the effort you're putting in and the progress you're making, no matter how small. Celebrating milestones reinforces positive behavior and keeps you motivated to continue. Discipline doesn't have to be all work, and no joy, it can also be deeply rewarding and fulfilling. Discipline and daily habits are not just about achieving external goals, they are about becoming the person you aspire to be. Every time you honor your commitments and follow through on your habits, you are shaping your identity. You are proving to yourself that you are someone who takes action, who perseveres, and who values growth. This identity shift is what makes discipline so powerful, it transforms you from the inside out. Discipline is an act of self-love. It's a commitment to doing what's best for you, even when it's not the easiest or most comfortable option. It's about showing up for yourself every day, no matter what challenges arise. When you embrace discipline and build daily habits, you create a life of intention, purpose, and progress. You set yourself on a path toward the dreams and aspirations that truly matter to you. And with each step forward, you become not just a doer, but a creator of your own destiny. Setbacks and failures are an inevitable part of life, but they are also some of its greatest teachers. Though they may feel painful and discouraging in the moment, they hold the power to refine, strengthen, and guide you toward greater success. To learn from setbacks and failures is to transform them from obstacles into stepping stones, propelling you forward with new insight and resilience. Failure often carries a stigma, as though it's something to be avoided or feared. But the truth is, failure is not a reflection of your worth, it's a natural byproduct of striving for growth and pursuing meaningful goals. It is proof that you are pushing beyond your comfort zone and daring to reach for something greater. To fail means you are actively engaging with life, taking risks, and refusing to settle for mediocrity. When setbacks occur, the first step is to shift your perspective. Instead of viewing failure as an end, see it as a beginning and opportunity to learn and improve. Every failure carries valuable lessons, but those lessons can only be uncovered if you take the time to reflect. Ask yourself, what went wrong? What could I have done differently? And what can I take away from this experience to make my next attempt better? These questions help you move from frustration to curiosity, transforming the experience into a source of wisdom. One of the most important lessons setbacks teach is the importance of adaptability. Life rarely unfolds exactly as planned, and setbacks force you to confront this reality. They challenge you to be flexible, to think creatively, and to find new approaches to your goals. This adaptability not only helps you overcome the immediate obstacle, but also prepares you to navigate future challenges with confidence. Failures also reveal your areas of weakness, places where growth is needed. While this may feel uncomfortable, it's an essential part of self-improvement. For example, if a project fails because of poor time management, it's an opportunity to develop better planning skills. If a relationship falters because of communication issues, it's a chance to learn how to express yourself more effectively. Every setback shines a light on the skills and qualities you need to cultivate, guiding you toward becoming a stronger and more capable version of yourself. It's crucial to recognize that failure is never permanent unless you allow it to be. Some of the most successful people in history have experienced significant failures before achieving greatness. Thomas Edison famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work," highlighting the persistence required to turn failure into eventual success. These stories remind us that setbacks are not the end of the road, they are simply a detour. Resilience is another critical trait developed through setbacks. Each time you recover from failure, you build your mental and emotional strength. You prove to yourself that you can endure difficulty and emerge stronger on the other side. Resilience is like a muscle, it grows with use. The more you face challenges and bounce back, the more equipped you become to handle whatever life throws your way. Learning from failure also requires self-compassion. It's easy to be harsh on yourself when things go wrong, but beating yourself up only deepens the pain and hinders growth. Instead, treat yourself with kindness and understanding. Acknowledge the effort you put in, even if the outcome wasn't what you hoped for. Remind yourself that everyone fails and that it's a natural part of the journey. When you approach failure with self-compassion, you create a safe space for learning and healing. Another powerful way to learn from setbacks is to seek feedback from others. Sometimes we are too close to a situation to see it clearly, and an outside perspective can provide valuable insights. Whether it's a mentor, colleague, or trusted friend, asking for honest feedback can help you identify blind spots and discover new strategies for improvement. Failures also teach you to appreciate progress over perfection. Often we set ourselves up for disappointment by expecting flawless outcomes. But growth is rarely a straight line, it's a series of ups and downs, successes and failures. By focusing on progress, on the ways you are improving and moving forward, you can find motivation and encouragement even in the midst of setbacks. One of the most profound lessons failures offer is the importance of perseverance. Setbacks test your commitment to your goals, challenging you to decide whether to give up or press on. When you choose to persevere, you demonstrate to yourself and others that your dreams are worth fighting for. Each time you rise after a fall, you build a legacy of determination that inspires not only yourself but also those around you. Setbacks remind you of the importance of gratitude. When things don't go as planned, it's easy to focus on what's lacking or lost. But even in failure, there is always something to be grateful for: the effort you made, the lessons you learned, the support you received, or the opportunity to try again. Gratitude shifts your focus from what went wrong to what is still right, fostering a sense of hope and possibility. Setbacks and failures are not barriers to success, they are integral parts of the journey. They shape your character, deepen your wisdom, and prepare you for greater achievements. By embracing failure as a teacher and learning from its lessons, you equip yourself with the tools to overcome future challenges and reach your highest potential. The environment you create around yourself plays a significant role in shaping your mindset, behavior, and overall outlook on life. Surrounding yourself with positivity is not just a motivational cliche, it is a crucial step toward building a life that reflects hope, resilience, and progress. The people, thoughts, and energy you allow into your life have a profound impact on your emotional well-being, mental clarity, and the actions you take to pursue your goals. Choosing positivity is not about ignoring challenges or avoiding reality. It is about fostering an atmosphere that supports growth, encouragement, and possibility. Positivity begins with the company you keep. Relationships influence you more than you might realize, and the attitudes and energies of those around you can either lift you up or weigh you down. Spending time with people who believe in you, encourage your dreams, and share your values can inspire you to reach higher. These individuals act as a mirror, reflecting the best in you and reminding you of your potential when you might doubt yourself. They challenge you to think bigger, push harder, and remain hopeful in the face of adversity. On the other hand, negative influences can drain your energy and stifle your growth. Toxic relationships, constant criticism, or being surrounded by individuals who perpetually focus on problems instead of solutions can erode your self-esteem and confidence. While it's not always possible to avoid every negative person in your life, you can choose how much access they have to your energy and emotions. Setting healthy boundaries is an act of self-care that ensures you're protecting your peace and prioritizing your well-being. Cultivating positivity extends beyond relationships. It also involves the media, information, and entertainment you consume. In a world where news cycles often focus on conflict and crisis, it's easy to become overwhelmed by negativity. While staying informed is important, overexposure to distressing content can lead to anxiety, hopelessness, and a skewed perception of reality. Make a conscious effort to balance your intake of news with uplifting stories, motivational content, and resources that empower you. Choose books, podcasts, or videos that align with your values and inspire growth. Your mental diet is just as important as the food you consume, and what you feed your mind shapes your thoughts, attitudes, and actions. Creating a positive environment also involves cultivating a space that nurtures your soul. Your surroundings, whether at home, work, or elsewhere, should reflect the energy you wish to embody. A clean, organized, and inspiring physical space can have a surprising impact on your mood and productivity. Add elements that bring joy, such as photos of loved ones, artwork that speaks to you, or reminders of your goals. Surround yourself with items that make you feel grounded and focused, and let go of clutter that no longer serves a purpose. A peaceful, intentional environment can act as a sanctuary, allowing you to recharge and approach each day with clarity and motivation. Your self-talk plays an equally important role in cultivating positivity. The way you speak to yourself shapes your beliefs and behaviors. Negative self-talk, such as doubting your abilities, criticizing your appearance, or belittling your efforts, can create mental barriers that prevent you from moving forward. Replacing these thoughts with affirmations and compassionate language shifts your inner dialogue toward growth and self-empowerment. When challenges arise, instead of telling yourself, "I can't do this," remind yourself, "This is tough, but I am capable." Over time, these positive affirmations become a natural part of your mindset, helping you to overcome obstacles with greater resilience. Gratitude is another cornerstone of a positive outlook. Taking the time to acknowledge and appreciate the blessings in your life shifts your focus from lack to abundance. Gratitude fosters a sense of contentment and optimism, reminding you of the good that exists even amid difficulties. Start by reflecting on small things: a kind word from a friend, the beauty of nature, or an opportunity to learn something new. Writing these moments down in a gratitude journal can be a powerful practice that reinforces positive thinking. Gratitude doesn't erase challenges, but it provides a balanced perspective that empowers you to face them with courage and hope. Fostering positivity also means taking control of your time and energy. Be intentional about where you direct your focus and prioritize activities that bring you joy, fulfillment, or a sense of accomplishment. Engaging in hobbies, spending time in nature, or practicing mindfulness can replenish your energy and enhance your overall outlook. Surrounding yourself with positivity doesn't mean every moment must be perfect or productive. It's about creating balance and allowing yourself to recharge. Support systems are vital in maintaining positivity, especially during difficult times. When life feels overwhelming, leaning on people who uplift you can make all the difference. Whether it's a trusted friend, family member, or mentor, having someone to talk to can provide perspective, comfort, and encouragement. Similarly, being a source of positivity for others creates a reciprocal cycle of support. Offering kindness, listening without judgment, or celebrating someone else's achievements strengthens relationships and fosters a sense of connection. It's important to acknowledge that surrounding yourself with positivity is not about avoiding negative emotions or pretending that everything is fine. Life is full of ups and downs, and experiencing a range of emotions is natural and healthy. Positivity is about cultivating resilience, the ability to face difficulties with a mindset that seeks solutions and opportunities for growth. It's about choosing to focus on what you can control and finding meaning in your experiences, even when they are challenging. Positivity is also a choice that requires consistent effort. It's easy to default to negative patterns, especially when faced with stress, setbacks, or uncertainty. But by making positivity a daily practice, you create habits that sustain you over the long term. Start each day with intention, whether through meditation, prayer, or setting an uplifting goal. End each day with reflection, acknowledging what went well and what you've learned. These small, intentional actions build a foundation of positivity that grows stronger over time. Remember that surrounding yourself with positivity doesn't mean isolating yourself from the realities of the world. It's about equipping yourself with the mindset and tools to navigate those realities effectively. By fostering a positive environment, you give yourself the strength to tackle challenges, the perspective to see opportunities, and the inspiration to keep moving forward. Positivity isn't just a state of mind, it's a way of life that transforms how you experience the world and how the world responds to you. Surrounding yourself with positivity is a transformative decision that empowers you to navigate life with resilience, hope, and clarity. It is not about ignoring challenges or painting over difficulties with false optimism, but about intentionally curating an environment, both internal and external, that nurtures growth and well-being. The energy you surround yourself with profoundly influences your thoughts, emotions, and actions, shaping the trajectory of your life in significant ways. Positivity begins with the relationships you cultivate. The people you allow into your life can either uplift or drain you, and their influence is more profound than it may initially appear. By choosing to spend time with those who believe in you, encourage your aspirations, and inspire you to become the best version of yourself, you create a network of support that becomes invaluable during both triumphs and trials. Conversely, limiting the influence of negativity, whether through toxic relationships or critical environments, ensures that your energy remains focused on what truly matters. Equally important is the information and media you consume. In an age where negativity can easily dominate your mental space, it's essential to make conscious choices about what you allow into your mind. Consuming content that inspires, educates, and uplifts can shift your mindset from defeat to determination, enabling you to see possibilities where others might only see obstacles. Now, remember, your mental diet is as crucial as the food you eat. It determines the quality of your thoughts and ultimately your life. Your physical environment also plays a significant role in fostering positivity. By creating spaces that are clean, organized, and filled with items that bring you joy and inspiration, you establish a sanctuary where you can recharge and reflect. Whether it's a favorite photo, a vision board, or a peaceful corner for meditation, these small but meaningful touches remind you of your goals and the beauty in everyday moments. Perhaps most importantly, surrounding yourself with positivity requires turning inward and cultivating a mindset that embraces self-compassion, gratitude, and growth. Positive self-talk is a powerful tool that can replace limiting beliefs with affirming ones, allowing you to approach challenges with courage and resilience. Gratitude, on the other hand, shifts your focus from what's lacking to what's abundant, reinforcing a sense of contentment and hope even in the face of adversity. Life is inherently unpredictable, and setbacks are inevitable, but surrounding yourself with positivity equips you to face these moments with strength and purpose. It fosters a sense of resilience that transforms obstacles into opportunities for growth and lessons into stepping stones for success. It reminds you that while you may not control every situation, you can always control how you respond. Surrounding yourself with positivity is a daily practice, a conscious choice to focus on what uplifts and empowers you. It's about creating a life where you are not just surviving but thriving, where your environment aligns with your aspirations, and where your mindset reflects the endless possibilities ahead. By embracing positivity, you set the stage for a life filled with purpose, joy, and profound fulfillment. God's chosen ones, have you ever felt a stirring deep within, a gentle whisper of destiny calling your name? You who walk this path of faith and inner knowing are not here by accident. You are here by divine design, carefully chosen for a purpose greater than you might yet comprehend. Your journey has been paved with challenges, moments of uncertainty, and nights of silent tears. But even in your darkest hour, the light of abundance has been quietly preparing itself for you. There is a sacred principle woven into the fabric of creation, as within, so without. The wealth you seek, the prosperity you yearn for, is already alive within your spirit. It exists not in some far-off place, but in the sanctuary of your imagination. Close your eyes and envision it now. See yourself walking in abundance, surrounded by the fruits of your divine inheritance. Feel the joy of it, the gratitude swelling in your heart. This is not a dream, it is a reality waiting for your acceptance. Many will doubt. They may look at your current circumstances and question how such abundance could ever be possible. But you are not defined by what they see, you are defined by what God has declared. The riches you are about to receive are not for vanity or fleeting satisfaction. They are tools, sacred resources meant to elevate not only your life but also the lives of others. You have been chosen as a vessel of God's blessings, a beacon to show the world His limitless grace. Do not let fear or feelings of unworthiness cloud your heart. God's blessings do not depend on your past mistakes or perceived shortcomings. They flow from His love and His promise, which are eternal and unchanging. What you must do is prepare yourself to receive. Align your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions with the reality of your blessings. Speak life into your situation. Say, I am chosen, I am wealthy, I am a steward of divine abundance. And as you say it, believe it. Look around you. Even now, signs of your breakthrough are appearing. They may come as a sudden idea, a chance meeting, or an unexpected opportunity. These are not coincidences, they are God's gentle nudges, guiding you toward your inheritance. Pay attention and act with faith. For those who trust in God's timing and move in obedience, the path to riches unfolds with ease and grace. Know this: the moment you accept your blessings, they begin to manifest. It is not the world that must change, first it is you. When you transform your inner world, the outer world has no choice but to follow. The kingdom of God is within you, and from that kingdom flows every good thing. Accept it, claim it, rejoice in it, for you are about to witness the power of divine abundance in your life like never before. You are not here by accident. The very essence of your being is woven into the grand tapestry of divine intention, and your existence is proof that you are part of a larger purposeful plan. In the eyes of God, you are unique, set apart, and chosen. This is not a mere sentiment to uplift you temporarily, it is the truth that resides at the core of your creation. You are divinely selected, not because of what you have done, but because of who you are, God's cherished creation. Before the foundation of the world, you were known. In the vastness of eternity, God looked upon you and saw not just who you are, but the fullness of what you could become. This divine selection is not about merit or works, but about grace and love. It is the Creator's way of reminding you that your life is significant, meaningful, and essential to the unfolding of His grand design. Your uniqueness is not a coincidence, it is a deliberate act of divine craftsmanship, shaping you to fulfill a role that only you can perform. Many people walk through life unaware of this profound truth. They are burdened by the opinions of others, weighed down by past mistakes, or blinded by the temporary challenges they face. But the divine selection that marks your life is unshaken by these things. Your worth does not fluctuate based on the ups and downs of life. It is anchored in God's eternal promise. When you begin to recognize this, your perspective shifts. You stop seeing yourself as insignificant and start realizing that you are part of something far greater than you could ever imagine. The challenges you have faced were not meant to destroy you. They were meant to refine you. Like gold that is purified in fire, trials are a part of the process that prepares you for the blessings ahead. Every moment of struggle has been allowed by God to shape you into the person who can carry the weight of His blessings. You are being prepared to step into a position of greatness, one that has been reserved for you since the beginning of time. Think of the many figures throughout history who were chosen by God. Their paths were never simple, and their selection was often met with resistance, doubt, and hardship. Yet, in every case, their selection brought about transformation not just in their lives, but in the lives of those around them. You are no different. Your selection carries with it the power to influence and change the world in ways you may not yet comprehend. But it begins with understanding that you are chosen. This selection is not something you need to earn. It is not based on your qualifications, your achievements, or even your righteousness. It is based solely on God's love for you. The Creator does not see you as the world sees you. Where others may see flaws, God sees potential. Where others may see limitations, He sees opportunities for His power to shine through. Your divine selection is a testament to His ability to use anyone, regardless of their past, to accomplish great and mighty things. There is a profound responsibility that comes with being chosen. It is not a burden, but a call to rise above the ordinary and step into the extraordinary. It is an invitation to walk in alignment with God's will, trusting that He who has chosen you will also equip you. You may feel inadequate at times, unworthy even. But those feelings are not from God. He has declared you worthy, capable, and ready. Your role is to believe in what He has already said about you and act accordingly. You are not alone in this journey. God's selection is accompanied by His provision, guidance, and protection. He has already placed within you everything you need to succeed. The gifts, talents, and abilities you possess are not random. They are intentionally placed within you to fulfill your purpose. When you begin to embrace this truth, you stop comparing yourself to others. You stop doubting your capabilities. Instead, you step boldly into the identity of someone who is divinely chosen and equipped for greatness. This process requires faith. It requires you to trust in the unseen, to believe in the promises of God, even when the evidence around you suggests otherwise. Faith is the bridge that connects your selection to the manifestation of your purpose. Without it, you may struggle to see the fullness of what God has for you. But with faith, all things are possible. Faith allows you to walk confidently in the knowledge that you are chosen, even when the path ahead is unclear. Being chosen by God also means that you are called to be a light in a world that desperately needs hope. Your life is a testimony of His goodness, a reflection of His love. People will look at you and see the evidence of what it means to be selected by God. They will be inspired by your journey, encouraged by your faith, and uplifted by your perseverance. This is part of the responsibility and the privilege of being chosen. You are not just chosen for yourself, you are chosen to be a blessing to others. As you walk in this truth, you will encounter opposition. The enemy does not want you to realize your divine selection. He will attempt to sow seeds of doubt, fear, and discouragement. But remember, greater is He who is in you than he who is in the world. The power of God within you is far greater than any obstacle you will face. Stand firm in your faith, knowing that your selection is secure and that nothing can separate you from the love of God. You must also understand that being chosen is a process. It is not a one-time event, but an ongoing journey of growth, discovery, and transformation. Each step you take brings you closer to the fullness of God's plan for your life. There will be moments of uncertainty, but those moments are opportunities to trust in God's timing and sovereignty. Every delay, every detour, every challenge is part of the process that prepares you for what is to come. When you embrace your selection, you begin to see life differently. You no longer view setbacks as failures but as stepping stones. You no longer see obstacles as insurmountable, but as opportunities for God to show His power. Your focus shifts from what you lack to what you have been given. You start to live with a sense of purpose, knowing that your life has meaning and that you are part of something far greater than yourself. You are chosen not just for a moment, but for eternity. This is the truth that should guide your every decision, your every action, your every thought. Live in the knowledge that you are not ordinary. You are extraordinary because God has called you by name and set you apart for His glory. Let this truth sink deep into your heart and shape the way you see yourself and the world around you. You are divinely selected, and nothing can change that. Wealth is not something you chase, it is something you embody. The essence of abundance begins within, long before it materializes in the world around you. Every outward manifestation of wealth and success is first conceived in the inner sanctuary of your thoughts, beliefs, and emotions. Your life is not a product of chance, but a reflection of the energy you hold within. The world you see and experience is a mirror, faithfully reflecting the reality you cultivate in your mind and spirit. Within you lies a vast creative power, one that is capable of shaping your destiny. This power does not respond to fleeting desires or half-hearted wishes. It responds to the deep, unwavering conviction of your inner state. If you believe yourself to be wealthy, to be abundant, to be capable, the world has no choice but to align with that belief. It is not a matter of wishful thinking, but a divine law of creation is within, so without. Many people misunderstand this truth. They look to the external world for validation, waiting for circumstances to change before they feel wealthy or successful. But this is putting the cart before the horse. The outer world is but a shadow, a projection of the inner world. To change your outer reality, you must first transform your inner reality. The mind is the workshop where all wealth is created, and the emotions are the fuel that drives this creation. When your thoughts and feelings are aligned with abundance, the outer world must eventually conform to that state. Wealth begins in the mind as an idea, a vision, or a belief. It is nurtured by your imagination, where you see yourself living in abundance, experiencing prosperity, and enjoying the fruits of your divine inheritance. Imagination is not mere fantasy, it is the blueprint of creation. What you vividly imagine and consistently feel will inevitably find its way into your reality. This is why it is said, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Faith is not blind optimism, it is the certainty of things unseen but deeply known within. Your emotions play a pivotal role in this process. They are the magnetic force that attracts the substance of your thoughts into physical form. If your thoughts are abundant but your feelings are rooted in lack, fear, or doubt, the creative process is disrupted. It is not enough to think about wealth, you must feel wealthy. You must cultivate the emotions of gratitude, joy, and satisfaction as though the wealth you desire is already yours. These emotions send a powerful signal to the universe, aligning circumstances, opportunities, and people to bring your vision to life. The process of creating outer wealth begins with a profound sense of awareness. You must become aware of the beliefs and thoughts you hold about money, success, and abundance. Many people carry limiting beliefs inherited from their upbringing or shaped by past experiences. They believe that wealth is hard to attain, that they are undeserving of success, or that scarcity is the natural order of life. These beliefs act as barriers, blocking the flow of abundance into their lives. To create a new outer reality, you must first dismantle these false beliefs and replace them with empowering truths. The truth is that you are already abundant. The Creator has endowed you with infinite potential, with talents, skills, and ideas that are uniquely yours. You are not here to struggle or to live in lack. You are here to thrive and to reflect the limitless nature of God's provision. When you begin to see yourself as a vessel of divine abundance, you step into your true identity. This shift in perspective transforms your relationship with wealth. It is no longer something distant or elusive, but a natural extension of who you are. As you cultivate this inner reality, you will notice changes in your outer world. Opportunities that once seemed out of reach will present themselves. Doors that were closed will begin to open. The people and resources you need will be drawn to you, not by chance but by the magnetic power of your belief and emotion. This is not magic, it is the law of creation in action. Your inner state shapes the energy you emit, and this energy influences the world around you. It is important to understand that the process of creating wealth is not instantaneous. Just as a seed takes time to grow into a tree, the wealth you envision within must be nurtured and cultivated before it manifests. This requires patience, faith, and persistence. There may be moments of doubt when the outer world does not yet reflect the wealth you feel within. In these moments, it is crucial to remain steadfast in your belief. Trust that the process is unfolding as it should, and continue to align your thoughts and emotions with abundance. Gratitude is a powerful tool in this process. When you express gratitude for what you already have, you shift your focus from lack to abundance. Gratitude amplifies the energy of wealth within you, creating a ripple effect that extends into the world around you. Even before your outer circumstances change, gratitude allows you to feel the joy and fulfillment of abundance. This feeling becomes a magnet, drawing more reasons for gratitude into your life. Another key aspect of creating inner wealth is aligning your actions with your beliefs. It is not enough to think and feel wealthy, you must also act as though your abundance is already real. This does not mean living beyond your means or pretending to be something you are not. It means making decisions from a place of confidence and faith, trusting that your needs will be met and that opportunities for growth will continue to arise. When your actions reflect your inner state, you reinforce the reality of your wealth and accelerate its manifestation. The journey of creating outer wealth from inner reality is deeply personal. It requires self-reflection, a willingness to challenge old patterns, and a commitment to growth. But it is also profoundly liberating. When you realize that the source of all wealth lies within you, you are no longer at the mercy of external circumstances. You become the creator of your own destiny, empowered to shape your life according to your highest vision. This journey is not just about material wealth. True abundance encompasses every area of life: health, relationships, purpose, and spiritual fulfillment. As you cultivate an inner state of abundance, you will find that your outer world reflects this wholeness. Wealth is not just about what you have, it is about who you become in the process. It is about living in alignment with the truth of your divine nature and sharing that truth with the world. You are not a passive observer in the creation of your life. You are an active participant, a co-creator with God. The power to create wealth is already within you, waiting to be awakened. When you embrace this truth, you step into a life of unlimited possibilities. Your inner reality becomes the foundation upon which your outer world is built, and the wealth you desire flows effortlessly from this alignment. Trust in the process, believe in your power, and know that the abundance you seek is already yours. Faith is the cornerstone of every significant transformation, a force that surpasses human reasoning and transcends the limitations of the visible world. It is a power that does not waver in the face of circumstances, no matter how daunting or seemingly immovable they may appear. Faith operates beyond the natural realm. It calls forth the unseen into existence and moves mountains where logic says they cannot be moved. It is not merely belief, but a deep, unshakable conviction that what is promised will come to pass, irrespective of the current state of affairs. When faced with challenges, it is easy to succumb to doubt, fear, or despair. The world often tells us that our circumstances define us, that what we see and experience is the ultimate truth. Yet faith tells a different story. It whispers that the visible is temporary and that the unseen holds the true essence of reality. Faith allows you to stand firm when everything around you suggests otherwise. It is the inner assurance that, despite the storm, the sun will shine again; despite the desert, a spring will flow. Faith is not blind optimism or naive hope. It is rooted in a profound understanding of divine principles. The Creator, in infinite wisdom, designed a universe that responds to faith. This is evident in every scripture, in every story of victory against impossible odds. When you activate faith, you align yourself with these divine laws, setting into motion forces far greater than any human effort. Faith does not ignore circumstances, it simply refuses to let them dictate the outcome. It sees beyond the momentary trial and focuses on the promise yet to be fulfilled. The most remarkable aspect of faith is its ability to reshape reality. The circumstances you see today are not permanent, they are malleable, subject to the creative power of your belief. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. It is the bridge between the spiritual and the physical, drawing into your life the very essence of what you deeply believe. To live by faith is to understand that you are not limited by what your eyes perceive, but are empowered by what your spirit knows to be true. In the face of adversity, faith acts as an anchor. Life may present storms, financial difficulties, health challenges, broken relationships, or lost opportunities, but faith grounds you in the certainty that you are not alone and that a higher power is at work. The circumstances may test your resolve, but faith strengthens it. It reminds you that the power within you is far greater than the obstacles before you. This is not just theoretical, it is a living truth that countless individuals have experienced throughout history. Faith requires persistence. It is not a fleeting feeling, but a deliberate choice made moment by moment. When circumstances seem overwhelming, the easiest response is to retreat, to give in to the narrative of defeat. Yet faith challenges you to stand firm, to hold on to the vision of what is possible, even when there is no evidence to support it. This persistence is not stubbornness, but a reflection of trust in the divine process. It is the belief that every delay has a purpose, every setback is a setup for a greater comeback. The cultivation of faith begins within. It starts with a decision to see beyond what is visible and to trust in the unseen. This trust is not passive but active, requiring you to align your thoughts, words, and actions with the reality you desire. Faith is not merely about waiting for things to change, it is about participating in the change, knowing that your efforts, guided by divine wisdom, will bear fruit. When you act in faith, you demonstrate your confidence in the outcome, even before it manifests. Circumstances often appear insurmountable because they are viewed through the lens of limitation. Faith, however, shifts your perspective. It allows you to see opportunities where others see obstacles, to find solutions where others find problems. This shift in perspective is not just a mental exercise but a spiritual awakening. Faith connects you to the infinite possibilities available to you, enabling you to tap into resources, ideas, and strength you never knew you had. Faith also transforms the way you respond to challenges. Instead of reacting with fear or frustration, you approach difficulties with a sense of calm and assurance. This is not because the challenges are less significant, but because you recognize that they are temporary and that you have the power to overcome them. Faith empowers you to face the storm with courage, knowing that it cannot last forever and that you will emerge stronger on the other side. The beauty of faith is that it grows stronger with use. Every time you choose faith over fear, you reinforce your ability to trust in the unseen. Each victory, no matter how small, becomes a testimony to the power of faith, building your confidence for the next challenge. This is why faith is often described as a journey. It is a continuous process of growth and discovery. As you walk in faith, you learn to rely less on your own strength and more on the infinite strength of the Creator. Faith also has a profound impact on those around you. When you live a life of faith, you become a beacon of hope and inspiration. Your courage in the face of adversity encourages others to believe in their own potential. Your unwavering trust in the divine process reminds them that they too can overcome their circumstances. Faith is not just a personal journey, it is a gift you give to the world, a testimony to the power of belief. Faith is a declaration of your divine identity. It affirms that you are more than your circumstances, that you are a co-creator with the Creator, endowed with the power to shape your reality. This understanding transforms the way you see yourself and the world around you. You are not a victim of circumstance, but a victor, equipped with everything you need to overcome any challenge. This realization is liberating, empowering you to live boldly and confidently, regardless of the obstacles you face. Faith is about alignment with the divine purpose for your life, with the principles of creation, and with the truth of who you are. When you live in alignment, circumstances lose their power to dictate your destiny. You become a master of your reality, guided by the unwavering assurance that all things are working together for your good. Faith is not just a belief, it is a way of life, a choice to see beyond the surface and to trust in the infinite possibilities that lie within and around you. Blessings are never accidental. They are intentional gifts from the divine, woven into the fabric of your life with the precision of a masterful plan. Every blessing you receive carries with it a purpose, a divine mission uniquely designed for you. These blessings are not merely for your enjoyment or personal gain, but they serve as tools and opportunities to fulfill a higher calling. They are both a reflection of the love of the Creator and an invitation to align your life with a greater purpose. Recognizing the purpose behind your blessings requires a shift in perspective. Too often we view blessings as isolated events, moments of favor that come and go without deeper meaning. But in truth, every blessing is a thread in a larger tapestry, a piece of a divine puzzle that, when completed, reveals the beauty and majesty of your life's purpose. To understand this is to move beyond the surface and to see blessings not just as gifts but as responsibilities, as opportunities to grow, to serve, and to contribute to the world around you. Purposeful blessings are designed to expand you. They challenge you to rise above your current state, to step into the fullness of who you are meant to be. They call you to develop your talents, to strengthen your character, and to refine your vision. Every blessing carries within it the seeds of potential, and it is your task to nurture these seeds, to allow them to flourish and bear fruit. This process is not always easy, but it is profoundly rewarding. It requires faith, perseverance, and a willingness to embrace the unknown. Blessings with purpose are not confined to material wealth or outward success. While these can be part of the equation, the true essence of a blessing lies in its ability to transform your inner world. A blessing may come in the form of a challenge that teaches you resilience, a loss that deepens your compassion, or a relationship that helps you discover unconditional love. These experiences, though they may not initially appear as blessings, are part of the divine plan to shape you into the person you are meant to become. When you receive a blessing, it is not just for you. The Creator's intention is always expansive, always inclusive. Your blessings are meant to ripple outward, to touch the lives of others, and to create a positive impact in the world. This is the principle of abundance. The more you give, the more you receive. When you use your blessings to uplift others, you align yourself with the divine flow, opening the door to even greater blessings. This is not a transaction, but a natural result of living in harmony with divine principles. Understanding the purpose of your blessings also involves gratitude. Gratitude is more than a feeling, it is an acknowledgement of the source of your blessings and a commitment to honor them. When you express gratitude, you affirm that your blessings are not random but intentional, that they are part of a divine plan that is unfolding perfectly. Gratitude shifts your focus from what you lack to what you have, creating a mindset of abundance and opening your heart to receive even more. Blessings often come with lessons. These lessons are not punishments but gifts, designed to guide you toward your purpose. They teach you humility, patience, and trust. They remind you that the journey is as important as the destination, that the process of receiving and understanding your blessings is what shapes you into the person you are meant to be. Embracing these lessons requires an open heart and a willingness to see beyond the surface, to trust that even the challenges are part of the blessing. Living with the awareness that your blessings have a purpose transforms the way you experience life. It allows you to see every moment, every opportunity, and every challenge as part of a divine plan. This perspective brings peace, joy, and a sense of fulfillment that cannot be shaken by external circumstances. It reminds you that you are not alone, that you are guided and supported by a power greater than yourself. Your blessings are a reflection of your divine identity. They affirm that you are loved, valued, and chosen. They are a testament to the fact that you have a unique role to play in the unfolding of the divine plan. When you embrace this truth, you begin to see yourself and your life in a new light. You recognize that your blessings are not just about what you receive, but about who you are becoming. To live with purpose is to honor your blessings and to use them in service of the greater good. It is to recognize that your life is part of something much larger, something beautiful and profound. This awareness brings a sense of responsibility, not as a burden, but as a privilege. It allows you to step into your true power, to live with intention, and to make a meaningful difference in the world. Blessings with purpose are a divine invitation to co-create with the Creator. They call you to step into your role as a steward of divine gifts, to use your resources, talents, and experiences to bring light into the world. This is not just about doing, but about being, about embodying the love, wisdom, and creativity that are the essence of the Creator. It is about living in alignment with your highest self and fulfilling the divine purpose for which you were created. When you understand that your blessings have a purpose, you begin to see life as a sacred journey. Every step, every moment, every experience becomes meaningful. You no longer chase after blessings, but trust that they will come to you in perfect timing, as part of the divine plan. This trust brings peace, allowing you to focus on the present moment and to live fully, knowing that you are exactly where you are meant to be. Blessings are a reminder of the Creator's infinite love and wisdom. They are a testament to the fact that you are never forgotten, that you are always seen and valued. They are a promise that no matter what challenges you face, you are supported and guided every step of the way. This knowledge brings hope, strength, and courage, empowering you to live with purpose and to embrace the fullness of your life. In receiving your blessings, you are called to step into a new level of faith, trust, and action. You are called to align yourself with the divine purpose for your life, to use your blessings to create beauty, joy, and abundance in the world. This is the essence of living a purposeful life, a life that reflects the love and wisdom of the Creator and fulfills the divine plan for which you were created. Preparation to receive is as vital as the blessing itself. Just as a farmer prepares the soil before planting seeds, you must ready your mind, heart, and spirit to receive the abundance that the divine intends for you. Blessings are not merely bestowed upon you, they are aligned with your readiness and capacity to handle them. The process of preparation transforms you into a vessel capable of holding and nurturing the gifts you are destined to receive. The first step in preparation is cultivating a mindset of faith and expectancy. Faith is the foundation upon which all blessings rest. Without it, the greatest opportunities might pass unnoticed, like seeds falling on rocky ground. Faith is not wishful thinking, it is the deep, unshakable conviction that what is promised to you will come to pass. This conviction shapes your inner world, creating a fertile ground for blessings to manifest. Expectancy fuels your actions, motivating you to align your life with the blessings you seek. When you prepare in faith, you act as though the blessing is already yours, even before it arrives. Self-awareness is another key element of preparation. You must examine your beliefs, thoughts, and actions to ensure they align with the life you desire. Often people unknowingly carry limiting beliefs that block the flow of blessings. Doubts, fears, and feelings of unworthiness can create barriers between you and your destiny. Preparation involves identifying these obstacles and replacing them with empowering beliefs rooted in truth and love. You are worthy of every good thing, and your preparation is an affirmation of this truth. Gratitude plays a transformative role in preparing to receive. Gratitude is not reserved for what you already have, but extends to what is on its way. By expressing gratitude for your blessings in advance, you signal to the divine that you are ready to receive. Gratitude shifts your focus from lack to abundance, opening your heart and mind to the gifts that are meant for you. It creates an atmosphere of positivity and receptivity, ensuring that when the blessing arrives, you can recognize and embrace it fully. Preparation also requires action. Faith without action is like a dream without effort. It lacks the energy to bring it into reality. Taking practical steps toward your goals demonstrates your commitment to receiving. These actions do not need to be grand or perfect, they simply need to be intentional. Whether it's improving your skills, expanding your knowledge, or making space in your life for new opportunities, every small step is a declaration of your readiness. The universe responds to action with momentum, propelling you closer to your blessings. Patience is an essential part of preparation. In a world that often values instant gratification, waiting can feel like an inconvenience or even a punishment. But divine timing is perfect, and every delay has a purpose. Patience allows you to trust the process, to know that what is meant for you will come when you are truly ready. It teaches you to find peace in the present moment, to appreciate the journey as much as the destination. The waiting period is not idle time, it is a sacred space where you grow, learn, and become. Your environment plays a significant role in preparation. Surround yourself with people, places, and practices that uplift and inspire you. Negative influences can cloud your vision and hinder your progress. Creating an environment that reflects the life you are preparing for helps you stay aligned with your purpose. This might mean letting go of relationships that no longer serve you, decluttering your physical space, or adopting habits that promote well-being. Your environment should be a reflection of your highest self and the blessings you are ready to receive. Preparation is also about letting go of what no longer serves you. Holding on to past hurts, regrets, or outdated goals can weigh you down, leaving little room for new blessings. Release is a form of trust, an acknowledgement that the divine knows what is best for you. By letting go, you create space for something greater to take its place. This process can be uncomfortable, but it is necessary for growth. The blessings you are preparing for are often far beyond what you can imagine, and releasing the old makes way for the new. Visualization is a powerful tool in the preparation process. When you see yourself living the life you desire, you align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with that reality. Visualization is not mere daydreaming, it is a form of mental rehearsal that prepares your mind and spirit for what is to come. By vividly imagining your blessings, you train your subconscious mind to recognize opportunities and to act in ways that bring your vision to life. This practice strengthens your faith and reinforces your readiness to receive. Humility is an often overlooked aspect of preparation. To prepare for blessings is to acknowledge that you cannot achieve them alone. It is to recognize the role of the divine in your life and to remain open to guidance and support. Humility allows you to release control, to trust that the Creator's plan is greater than your own. It also reminds you to remain grounded when blessings arrive, using them not as a source of pride but as a means to serve and uplift others. The final layer of preparation is alignment with your higher purpose. Blessings are not random, they are tied to your unique role in the divine plan. By aligning your life with your purpose, you ensure that your blessings flow naturally and effortlessly. This alignment requires introspection, prayer, and a willingness to follow where you are led. It is about living in harmony with your true self and with the Creator's vision for your life. Preparation to receive is an ongoing process, a way of life rather than a single act. It is about becoming the person who can not only receive blessings but also sustain and multiply them. It is about readiness in every sense: mental, emotional, spiritual, and practical. When you prepare with intention, faith, and gratitude, you open yourself to the fullness of what the divine has in store for you. You position yourself not just as a recipient of blessings, but as a co-creator of a life that reflects the infinite love and abundance of the Creator.
The universe operates on a rhythm, a divine order that transcends human understanding. Within this rhythm lies the secret to recognizing the signs and timing of blessings meant for you. Signs are whispers from the divine, gentle nudges meant to guide you toward your purpose. Timing, on the other hand, is the masterful orchestration of events that ensures everything unfolds in perfect harmony. Together, they create a divine narrative that leads you to your destiny. The first step to understanding signs and timing is cultivating awareness. Life is filled with signs, but they often go unnoticed because of distractions, doubt, or impatience. These signs may appear as coincidences, repetitive numbers, vivid dreams, or even a sense of inner knowing that cannot be explained logically. They are not random, they are intentional. The Creator communicates in ways that resonate with your spirit, guiding you along the path you are meant to walk. To perceive them requires mindfulness, a willingness to slow down and pay attention to the subtle messages around you. Timing is another profound element of the divine plan. It is not governed by human clocks or calendars, but by a higher wisdom that knows when you are truly ready to receive. Often, blessings do not arrive when you want them, but when they are most needed. This timing is not a delay, but a preparation. It ensures that when your blessing comes, you are equipped to recognize it, embrace it, and steward it well. Trusting in divine timing requires faith and patience, especially when you are eager for change or feel stuck in a season of waiting. Recognizing signs often involves following your intuition. Your intuition is the voice of your spirit, the bridge between you and the divine. It guides you toward what feels right, even if logic or external circumstances suggest otherwise. When you feel an inexplicable pull toward a certain direction or decision, it is often a sign that you are being guided. This inner voice is quiet but persistent, and listening to it requires trust. Trust that the Creator is working through you and that your spirit is attuned to a higher wisdom. Timing also teaches surrender. When you try to force outcomes or rush the process, you step out of alignment with the divine rhythm. Surrender does not mean passivity or giving up. It means releasing control and allowing the Creator to lead. It is an act of faith, an acknowledgement that the universe operates on a schedule far more intricate and perfect than you can comprehend. In surrendering, you create space for miracles to unfold, for blessings to arrive in ways you could not have planned or predicted. Sometimes the signs you receive may challenge you to step out of your comfort zone. They may point toward decisions or actions that seem risky or uncertain. This is where courage and discernment come into play. Signs are not meant to lead you to a life of ease, but to a life of purpose and growth. They often require you to trust in the unseen, to move forward even when the path is not fully illuminated. This is how faith is strengthened, by walking into the unknown with the assurance that you are being guided. The alignment of signs and timing is a dance between you and the Creator. When a sign appears, it is an invitation to act. But action must be in harmony with the timing of the divine plan. Acting too soon or hesitating too long can disrupt the flow. This balance requires discernment, which comes from prayer, meditation, and a deep connection to your inner self. By staying attuned to the rhythm of life, you can sense when the moment is right and move forward with confidence. There are moments when signs seem to disappear, when the path ahead feels unclear. This can be a test of faith, a period meant to strengthen your trust in the Creator. During these times, it is important to remember that silence does not mean absence. The divine is always present, even in the quiet seasons of your life. These moments teach you to rely not on external validation, but on your inner knowing and faith. They remind you that timing is still at work, even when it feels like nothing is happening. Patience is both a virtue and a tool in understanding timing. The waiting period is not a void. It is a sacred space where preparation occurs. Seeds planted in the soil do not sprout overnight. They need time to grow roots, to draw nourishment, and to break through the surface. Similarly, your blessings need time to align with your readiness and with the greater divine plan. Impatience can lead to frustration, but trust in the process brings peace and anticipation for what is to come. Signs often come with confirmation. You may receive multiple signals pointing in the same direction or experience a sense of clarity and peace when you make a decision. These confirmations are the Creator's way of assuring you that you are on the right path. They provide the confidence to move forward even when the destination is not fully visible. Trusting these confirmations deepens your relationship with the divine and strengthens your ability to recognize future signs. Timing is not just about waiting for the right moment, but about being ready when the moment arrives. This readiness involves preparation, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and even physically. It means working on yourself, developing your talents, and aligning your actions with your purpose. When you are prepared, you can step into the blessing fully and use it to its greatest potential. Readiness transforms waiting from a passive state to an active process of becoming. The interplay of signs and timing teaches you to live with trust, openness, and alignment. It reminds you that you are not walking this path alone, but are being guided by a power far greater than yourself. Each sign is a whisper of love, each moment of divine timing, a testament to the perfect plan for your life. By embracing this truth, you open yourself to the flow of blessings, allowing the Creator to work through you and for you in ways beyond your imagination. In conclusion, understanding the signs and timing of life is an essential aspect of walking in harmony with the divine plan. It is the key to unlocking the abundance and blessings that are destined for you. The journey of recognizing signs and trusting in perfect timing is one of faith, patience, and surrender, which enables you to embrace life with a deeper sense of purpose and direction. Divine signs are not simply coincidental occurrences. They are messages carefully placed along your path to guide you toward your highest potential. These signs manifest in various forms, through intuition, circumstances, people, or even repeated patterns that guide you toward choices aligned with your true purpose. The more you attune yourself to these signs, the clearer and more consistent their presence becomes. They are not to be ignored, but rather embraced as divine guidance, helping you stay on course when challenges arise. Timing, as much as signs, is a critical aspect of the divine flow. It is the realization that everything has its season, and blessings arrive when the conditions are ripe for them to be received. Just as a seed cannot bear fruit before its time, your blessings, too, will manifest when you are ready to receive them. This understanding allows you to release the urge to control the outcome, freeing yourself from the anxiety of waiting. When you trust in divine timing, you let go of impatience and trust that the universe's plan for you is more intricate and perfect than anything you could orchestrate on your own. The waiting period is not one of stagnation. It is a time of growth and preparation. During this time, you refine your skills, grow your inner strength, and align yourself more closely with the blessings you seek. Through prayer, meditation, and self-reflection, you prepare mentally, emotionally, and spiritually for the abundance that is on its way. This process of preparation increases your capacity to handle the gifts and challenges that come with them. It is in this space of readiness that blessings can be fully embraced and utilized to their greatest potential. Surrendering to the divine rhythm of signs and timing does not mean passivity or complacency. Rather, it is a dynamic process of co-creation. You are called to take action in alignment with your intuition, to trust the whispers of guidance that lead you toward your purpose. These actions, whether big or small, are like pieces in a puzzle that align perfectly over time, creating a picture of your dreams and desires. By staying present, remaining faithful, and trusting the journey, you find yourself in the right place at the right time, ready to receive your blessings. At times, the signs may seem unclear or absent, but even in these moments of uncertainty, the divine is still at work. Silence and stillness are powerful teachers. They allow you to grow in patience and trust. When you cultivate a deep trust in the process, you find peace in knowing that every step, every pause, every delay, and every sign is part of a divine orchestration meant to bring you to a place of fulfillment and success. The essence of understanding signs and timing is not just about waiting for things to happen, but also recognizing when the moment is right to take action. Divine timing brings a sense of peace and trust, knowing that you are supported by a force much greater than yourself. It frees you from the burden of striving and control, allowing you to walk through life with confidence and grace. When you align yourself with the signs and trust in the timing, you open yourself to a life of abundance, success, and purpose, knowing that all things are working together for your good. In the end, signs and timing are reminders of the Creator's love and guidance in your life. They show you that you are not alone on your journey. You are always being supported and guided toward the fulfillment of your highest calling. Trusting in the divine flow, aligning with the signs, and honoring the perfect timing is the key to manifesting your dreams, realizing your potential, and experiencing the fullness of life that was always meant for you.